Hello, my little sugar snookums. Welcome back to another business and work bullet journal plan with me video. Wow, that's a title. I haven't put out a video in a while because I was having a bit of a negative Nancy moment, but I'm feeling better now, so here we is. This video is a little bit late, as you can see me backtracking because I didn't have a lot of time to create a new spread in my bullet journal. So I'm a little behind, and that's why you see me fixing up the last week of January in here. And for this bullet journal spread, we are creating a planning for February. Like I said, this is my business and work bullet journal. So I keep the decorations quite minimal because I take this bullet journal with me everywhere, to work, to appointments, and little travel trips. And so it's nice if it's not too decorated, because when I'm in a business meeting, it still needs to look somewhat adult-ish. So I keep the collages and decorations for my personal journal. Now, since it's a plan with me video, I thought it would be cool to first check our stats. This is my business bullet journal after all, so I'm tracking the social media growth of all of my business channels. And if you hear some blowing in the background, we have a lot of stormy weather going on in the Netherlands, so that's what you might hear in the background. Just a little heads up. So personally, I don't give a flip about social media statistics, but for my business, it is important because I use a lot of content marketing that I spread through social media apps. So it's good for me to know if the social media accounts that I have for my businesses are growing. And then after I kept track of that, we are going to create a cover page for February. And I found that beautiful picture of a rock crystal. Now, I am a crystal fan, and to me, they're like the treasures of the earth. They're so beautiful. I can stare at them for hours, and it just makes me feel zen. Hence why I have a lot of crystals in my house, and I feel like you can't get enough crystals. So if you have any recommendations, let me know in the comment below, because I could definitely add some to my collection. And here I'm ripping out some paper because I wanted to make a collage for my cover page, and I wanted to have this soft yellow because it reminds me of calm and serenity. So here I am arranging my cover page, and I've noticed that when I use visuals for my business and work bullet journal, I tend to go for visuals that don't have a lot of color. They're very simplistic. I just pick one picture that is very much the focal point of the spread, or the cover I should say, because the rest is going to be very, very minimal as well, because when I go to work and when I have to figure out my house chores, too many decorations will distract me, and my brain just doesn't work well when there's too much color or things happening on the page. So that's why you see a very big difference between this bullet journal for work and biz versus my personal bullet journal, which is kind of all over the place with decorations, collages, and stickers and whatnot. And this one is very clean compared to my personal journal. Anyway, I love creating this little cover page because it does give me the freedom to be a little bit creative in my bullet journal for biz and work, because it still has to feel like it's my bullet journal. And by creating this little cover page with like a little collage, makes it feel like this is really my bullet journal. And you know what? I'm using my trusted stamp set to create the headers. I just put a very simple February title on this cover page, And then on the right bottom, I put 2022 so that I know which year it is. Not that I don't know, but if I ever were to look back in this journal, it would be nice to know about which month it was. And these are my Tombow Duo brush pens, and I decided to go for this really nice minty green, which I later regretted because I use a lot of color coding in my bullet journal, and I forgot that I use a green marker to cross out tasks that I finished. And so if you also have a green header, that can look a little confusing. Anyway, on to the first practical page in my bullet journal spread for work and business in February is my main events page, and I believe that this is the monthly overview that Ryder Carroll uses as well. I've just started calling it the main events page because this is where I write down the major events for the upcoming month that I cannot move or forget. I also divide my main events page into weeks. That's why I'm drawing these lines, because every time I draw a line, that's the end of a week. And I also put the week numbers on the right on the line because in the Netherlands, a lot of people work with weeks. They're like, oh, are you free in week 2? And you just check week 2 and you see if there is a spot free. So I've also started incorporating weeks in my bullet journal and on my main events page, and it's been very helpful. I like working with weeks and then matching up the dates that belong to those weeks. So I don't have a separate planner anymore. I used to have Moleskine, is it Moleskine or Moleskine planners? And I also had a Leuchtturm planner, but now I'm creating my own one per week in my biz and work bullet journal. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm creating a little column from Monday to Sunday, and then also have a little notes section for when I'm on the phone and someone tells me, oh, this is his or her number, or make sure you email this person. I have a little notes section, and my planner is very tiny. It's a 2-page spread, but it's enough at the moment because I'm not really going anywhere due to, the panini. And I also have my Google Calendar that gives me notifications on screen so that I don't forget. So yeah, I have this paper planner in my bullet journal, but I also have my Google Calendar. It just works perfectly together. Because it was already February when I started to create this bullet journal spread for February, I had to backtrack, so that's why you see me adding appointments to days that I've already been, just because I also like to know what I've done. Sometimes I feel like I haven't done enough in a week or a day. And then when I look back at my planner, I'm like, geez, girl, you did a lot of stuff. And there's also recurring events that I want to put in my planner so that I cannot forget, like a walk break during lunch or a birthday from a friend. So I need to have those things in my planner because they are very nice to look back at and know that you have had a very productive week or month. And so that's why I did want to add it, even though I was already in February for a couple of days. On the first day of 2022, I also placed a major order at this stationery shop where they had all of these beautiful Sous Atelier stickers and these very realistic flower stickers. And I don't use a lot of stickers, like I said, in this biz and work bullet journal, but sometimes I do feel like sprucing it up a little, and I thought this was like the perfect little sticker set to add. I mean, I have dinner with the girls on the 19th, and I found a sticker with 3 girls eating. So I was like, oh, that's cute. So I do add a little personality in my biz and work journal, and makes me feel better. I like a little bit of a decoration. And here I am creating my productivity planning. It's not quite the way I like it. That's because I'm still working with some clients that I'm helping with my old way of working, and I'm stepping out of that old method. So my productivity planner is not the way I want it to be yet, but we're getting there. The whole idea of this productivity planner is that you focus on one task a day. So you're doing meals only on Monday, or creating podcasts on Thursday only. And because you get to do one thing for an entire day, you get submerged in the whole process. You get better at it because you're just focusing on that one thing. And so you get a lot more done. But I haven't been able to really follow my own productivity schedule because I'm still working with a few clients that are kind of messing up my own productivity schedule because they're always late with giving their input. So that's a little annoying, but I'm trying to keep myself into the rhythm as much as I can because I do want to up my productivity. And also I do like doing one thing per day because I like getting in a flow like that. So that's why you see me putting several options per day, and then I can pick and choose what I want to do. If I want to do meals all day, if I want to do admin all day, maybe I just want to write blog posts all day. And so I get to pick and choose, although there's not enough balance yet. So I have to figure that out because right now my Mondays are quite heavy and my Thursdays and Wednesdays are very light. So I need to figure that out. And as I mentioned before, I love color coding, so I'm creating an index on the right bottom of my productivity schedule. In the Netherlands, we would say a legenda. So it basically helps you to figure out which color is which task. And obviously, I put a little flowy just to make it mine. And I used my stem set to create the header for my index, or as we say in Dutch, legenda. Next up is my meal planner page, and I know that's like an awkward thing to do in a business/work bullet journal, but for me it makes sense because I bring this bullet journal everywhere. So when I'm at the office and I don't know what I'm gonna eat tonight, I can check my meal planner/schedule and I can figure out that I don't have to get some takeout on the way home because I still have, I don't know, vegetables or meat in the fridge. And I plan my meals as much as I can because I also often do a lot of intermittent fasting. So it helps me to keep track of what I eat, what I have in the fridge, and to make sure that I don't stray, which I have been doing a lot lately because stressed. And so I like having my meal planner in my work/biz bujo because it helps me keep track of things way easier than if it was in my personal journal that I always keep at home. By the way, if you have a better meal planner spread than I do, definitely let me know in the comment below, because I'm not really happy with this spread yet. I don't know, there's something that doesn't feel finished to me about it. So if you have a better idea, definitely let me know. I feel like it's a little clunky, that's it. Anyway, onto the right page, we are creating a house tracker. Like I said, along with my food tracking and my house, I like having that in my business work bullet journal because it's easy, it's accessible. So on my house page, I drop all of my chores like watering the plants, vacuuming, mopping floors, getting groceries, paying rent, that kind of stuff. And I'm using this Alistair method graph, which I learned from Claudia Kay. She's also on YouTube. She has a lot of nice minimal bullet journal spreads. But I've noticed that I don't really use this method. So if you have a better one, again, let me know in the comment below, because this isn't working for me. I create this graph, I've created it for a couple of weeks now, and I just end up not using it. So maybe I should just stick with a list where I dump all of the house chores that I need to do and try not to plan them, because it ain't working for me, baby. It ain't. And when it comes to planning my week, I like having my house chores in the same journal as I have my work tasks, because it helps me incorporate everything into 1 week. So here's a little overview of what we have: the cover page, the main events page, we have the agenda or planner, the productivity schedule, and then my meal planner and my house chores. And then it is time to create a task dump page for all of my work tasks. I keep those separate from my house tasks because I don't want to mess them up or miss something. So again, I'm doing this Alistair method layout that's not working for me, so I gotta figure out something else. But on the left, I have my task dump page where I just dump every task and idea that I have. And then on the right, I actually start having my bullet journal method lists per day. And I don't know if you recognize this, but I use my task dump page a lot because during the week I get so many new ideas or concepts that I want to work on, or a new task comes up, and I like to dump it all on a page without having to worry about planning it in yet. So when I have my task dump page, I look at my right page, or on the page on the right, and that's where I actually structure what I want to do per day. So first up is Monday, January and 31st, and week 4, and that's where I'm now backtracking what I've already done, because I was already in February when I was making a spread. So I had to figure out what I had already done so that I could cross it off my list. And so yeah, that's why you see me backtracking now. But hey, this is a planning video, so backtracking belongs with planning, I think, because if you know what you've already done, it's easier to plan the rest of the week. So yeah. So this is basically my setup for February, and I will only repeat the house chore, meal planning, task dump pages for the next coming weeks, because I won't make a new cover page for every week, just for every month. And as you can see, I was backtracking my tasks for this Wednesday when I was making this actual video. So it was kind of fun to see how much I'd already done. And I just keep repeating these bullet journal steps that writer Carol came up with. And this is where I realized that using a green header with a green marker to cross out your finished tasks might not be the best idea. So that's a little tip from me to you. Maybe choose a different color for your header, unlike me, in green. And honestly, I am very pleased with this spread. I do like that I use green headers for chains just to see how it works. Usually I have very neutral, soft beige colors, but this green is just very fresh and vibrant, and I don't really regret it, other than that I know that I also use green for crossing out tasks. So headers in the next video will be a different color. So here's a little overview of my work and business bullet journal, the cover page, the main event page. Then we have this really nice planner page and my productivity schedule. And then we're gonna go over to the meal page and my house chore page that usually people put in their personal journals, but I put it in my biz journal because I bring it everywhere, which is nice. I like having these tasks all together. And then on the left page, we have the task dump page. And on the right is where I actually start using but the Writer Carol bullet journal method. So that is my setup for February. I hope you liked watching me create this. It's very minimal and very me. So I hope it inspires you to create your own business and work bullet journal. If you love the video, thumbs it up, subscribe for more, or watch another video on my channel. Later, babes.